Do you ever stop and wonder why some people seem to have everything under control, while others are always struggling just to keep up? It's not luck. It's not about being born with talent. It's not even about having more chances than others. It all comes down to one basic thing: control. Control over what you say, control over your thoughts, control over your feelings, and control over how you handle your time, energy, and money. Let me tell you something important. If you can learn to manage your words, your thoughts, your food, and your finances, you can take charge of your entire life. People don't even realize that the power to change their lives is already inside them. It's just waiting to be used. But if you don't take control of these areas, they will end up controlling you. These parts of your life shape your reality. They affect every choice you make, every connection you form, every door you either open or miss out on. Get control over them and you take command of your future. Let them rule you, and you might find yourself stuck somewhere you never meant to be. Today we're going to explore this idea deeply. We're going to break it down piece by piece. And when we're done, you'll walk away with a stronger sense of purpose and more responsibility over your own path. Let's begin with your mouth. I say control your mouth. I don't just mean hold back when you're upset, although that's part of it. I mean truly understanding the power in every word you let out. The words you speak are like arrows. Once you release them, you can't pull them back. Yet so many people speak without thinking. They say negative things, they gossip, they complain, without considering how those words affect themselves and others. But here's the truth: the words that leave your mouth have the ability to build or break your future. You speak, you're not just describing your world, you're shaping it. If you constantly talk about how hard life is, how unfair things are, how your goals feel out of reach, then that's the world you're creating. You're setting that tone, and life will respond accordingly. On the other hand, when you speak with belief, when you talk about possibilities, when you lift others up with your words, you create an environment where progress and good things can grow. Think about the people who motivate you. Do they speak with doubt? Do they bring others down with their words? Or do they use their voice to inspire, to lead, and to move forward? That's the kind of influence you're capable of. You hold the power to speak hope into any situation. But just as easily, you can harm if you're careless. You need to be careful and thoughtful about the words you choose. So before you speak, take a moment. Ask yourself, will this help or hurt? What I'm about to say coming from truth, or is it coming from anger, fear, or frustration? Too many people let emotions run the show, and they end up saying things they wish they hadn't. But once it's out there, it can't be taken back. You can apologize, you can try to repair the damage, but the mark has already been made. That's why you must speak on purpose, not by accident. And it's not just about what you say to others, also about what you say to yourself. Self-talk is real. The way you speak to yourself matters more than you think. If you're always telling yourself, smart enough, I can't do this, or this is too hard, then you'll begin to believe those things. And when you believe them, you act on them. You'll stop trying, you'll limit yourself. But those limits aren't real. They're just the result of the wrong words bouncing around in your mind. But imagine if you changed that. Imagine waking up each day and saying to yourself, I can handle what's coming. I'm capable and worthy of success. Those words start to shape a new reality. You begin to feel more confident. You begin to walk and act differently. And over time, those words grow into real strength and courage. Your new way of speaking turns into new habits. Habits create a better future. So controlling your mouth doesn't mean staying quiet. It means choosing your words with care. Every word you speak is either helping you move forward or holding you back. Your words influence your career, your relationships, your opportunities, and even how you see yourself. We'll always have challenges. That's just part of it. But when you choose to speak with clarity, with kindness, and with wisdom, you can face those challenges in a stronger way. Your words are full of truth and encouragement. People will notice. They'll start to treat you differently. They'll listen when you speak. They'll want your advice because they'll see you as someone who speaks with meaning, someone who uses words to lift others up, not to tear them down. Think of your words as seeds. If you plant words filled with fear, doubt, and negativity, you'll grow more of those things in your life. But if you plant words filled with hope, strength, and confidence, begin to see those things show up too. So be careful what you plant, because you're the one who's going to live in the garden that grows. Too many people spend their time pointing out problems. They complain about what's wrong, what's missing, or what they don't have. They talk about their jobs, their relationships, their lives, and they wonder why nothing changes. But they're not using their power. They're not using their words to build anything better. If you want to change your life, start by changing how you speak. Let me give you a clear picture. Think of someone you know who always talks about how tough life is. Every time you see them, they're complaining. What kind of energy are they putting into the world? What kind of chances are they attracting? Not the good kind. Think of someone who always speaks with belief, someone who focuses on finding answers, not just pointing out problems. You can feel the difference, right? That's the power of how you speak. That's the strength of choosing your words on purpose. If you want to succeed, if you want to lead, if you want to leave a positive mark on the world, then you've got to take your words seriously. Stop saying, I can't. Start saying, I will. Stop focusing on what's not working. Start talking about what's possible. And don't just do it for you. Do it for everyone around you. When you control your mouth, you become a source of light and strength for others. Your words can lift someone out of darkness. They can remind someone to keep pushing forward. If you're careless, if all you do is complain or criticize, you'll push people away. You'll create a space where negativity grows. And that's not what you want your life to be remembered for. So let's bring it back to this idea of control. You can't control everything. You can't control what other people do. You can't control where you started. You can't control every obstacle that comes into your path. But you can control what you say. You can choose to speak words that move you forward, words that lift others up, words that build instead of break. This isn't just about getting ahead. It's about living with purpose. It's about realizing you have the power to shape your reality, to influence the world around you, to leave a positive mark on every person you meet. Your words are a tool. If you use them well, they'll help you create a life filled with meaning and success. If you use them carelessly, they'll close doors before you even know they existed. So the next time you get ready to speak, remember this: your words matter. Control them. Speak with purpose. Speak strength into your future, into your relationships, and into the way you see yourself. And just watch how your world begins to change. Now, let's talk about your mind, self-doubt, and worry, frozen by the very thoughts they allowed to take over. But here's the truth. You don't have to live like that. You can shift the story that's playing in your mind. You can decide to guide your thoughts. And when you do, you begin to guide your life. Let me explain. Controlling your mind doesn't mean ignoring the difficult stuff or acting like fear isn't real. Fear exists. Doubt exists. How you respond to those emotions, that's where the difference lies. Will you let fear hold you back? Or will you face it and keep moving forward anyway? That's the choice you get to make every single day. When you take charge of your mind, you don't erase fear or doubt. You rise above them. You figure out how to manage those feelings, how to walk through them, and how to continue, even when it seems like the odds are against you. That's where discipline steps in. You have to train your mind the same way a runner trains for a marathon. You don't wake up one day with mental strength. It's built slowly with practice and purpose. You have to be thoughtful about what you allow into your head. Too many people fill their minds with negativity, bad news, toxic posts, online drama, and then wonder why they feel tired and anxious. But what you take in mentally is just as important as what you eat physically. If you're always feeding your mind with harmful content, it's no surprise you struggle to stay focused and hopeful. So, what can you do? You protect your mind like it's your most precious asset, because it is. Be careful about what you let in. If something doesn't build you up, if it doesn't match your dreams or values, release it. Let it go. Instead, fill your thoughts with things that help you grow, things that stretch your thinking, that challenge your views and open your heart to fresh ideas. Listen to people who uplift you, people who've walked the road you're walking now and found their way through. Powerful step. Spend time with people who raise you higher. The people around you have a huge effect on how you think. If your circle is always negative, always bitter, full of doubt, that energy will cling to you. But if you're around people who are goal-driven, focused, and positive, that energy will lift you. The more you surround yourself with encouragement and progress, the more your mind begins to shift. You'll start to trust yourself more, to notice chances where others see roadblocks, and to face life with courage instead of fear. Being in control of your mind also means being careful with your thoughts. A bad thought sneaks in, and it will. You need to catch it, question it, and replace it with something more helpful. You can't just let negative thoughts stay and grow. You do, they'll expand and become bigger than they ever needed to be. So when you hear yourself say, "I'm not good enough," stop and ask, is that really true? Proof do I have? Most times you'll see that those thoughts are just fear pretending to be truth. So flip them. Replace them with ideas that lift you. Another useful habit is visualization. When you picture your goals and dreams clearly, your mind learns to focus on what you want, not on what you fear. You see something clearly in your imagination, it becomes easier to believe in it. And when you believe in it, you begin to take steps toward it. Visualization is not daydreaming. It's a powerful way to shape your thinking. It's about creating a mental picture of your destination and letting that picture guide your steps. Each morning when you wake up, you have a choice. Will you let the world control your thoughts, or will you take the lead? It's easy to get caught in life's storms, to let worry, fear, or stress take over. But you hold the power to choose a different way. You hold the power to focus on what you can change, to think with purpose, to approach each moment with a mindset that says, "I can do this. I will get through this." When you start your day with that mindset, everything else begins to line up. Meditation and prayer are also strong tools to help calm your mind. Taking a few moments every day to quiet your thoughts, to reflect, and to connect with something greater than yourself. It gives your mind the rest and clarity it needs. Meditation helps you recognize your thoughts so you can catch the harmful ones before they spin out of control. Prayer reminds you that you're not alone, that you belong to something bigger, and that you have the strength to overcome what lies ahead. Here's the main point. Mastering your mind is something you do daily. It's not a one-time thing you check off. It's a promise to yourself, to your goals, and to the life you want to live. It's about owning your thoughts and knowing they shape everything you do. When you guide your mind, you take control of your path. You no longer react to life. You direct it. You're not driven by fear or worry anymore. You're in command, leading your life where you choose. So begin today. Be aware of your thoughts. Feed your mind with the kind of knowledge, people, and experiences that push you forward. When negative thoughts show up, don't ignore them. Challenge them. Replace them with ideas that lift you. Picture your goals daily. Meditate. Pray. Take ownership of your thoughts. Because when you take control of your mind, you take control of your life. And once your mind is strong, there's nothing beyond your reach. Let's talk now about something that people don't think about enough. It makes a big difference in how their day unfolds. Your mood. Your mood acts like a lens, the way you view the world. And if you're not careful, that lens can twist how you see everything. Think about this: someone wakes up in a bad mood, and they carry that energy with them all day. Every conversation feels like a problem. Every small setback feels huge. They move through the day like the world is out to get them. But it's not the world. It's the mood they've chosen to hold on to. Here's what you need to understand: your mood is not something that just happens to you. You have more control over it than you may think. It's not an outside force that just sweeps in. It's not something you're stuck with. Your mood is something you can shape, something you can steer. And once you realize that, things begin to shift. Let's be real though. Emotions are genuine. If you're angry, that's valid. If you're feeling low, that matters. Emotions should be recognized. Just because you feel something doesn't mean it has to take control. Emotions rise and fall like tides. They come and go. But you don't have to drown in them. You can learn to stay afloat, to ride the wave instead of being crushed by it. A common mistake people make is thinking their feelings are always facts. You wake up feeling anxious and you start to believe the whole day will be bad. But emotions aren't truth. Just because something feels heavy right now doesn't mean everything is falling apart. It's just a moment. And once you realize that, you gain back your power. Start with awareness. Most people go through the day reacting without thinking. Their emotions decide everything. But when you pause and ask yourself, how am I really feeling right now? You give yourself a chance to change it. You stop running on autopilot. You become the one making choices, not just reacting to life. Think back. How many times has something small set the tone for your whole day? Maybe someone cut you off in traffic. Maybe someone said something that bugged you. Before you know it, that tiny moment turned into a bad mood that lasted hours. You snapped at people, got upset over nothing. You let one thing control the whole day. When you take charge of your mood, you stop that spiral early. You hit pause. You breathe. You choose how to respond. You decide not to let that one moment color your entire day. And that's where real power lies, in knowing you always have a choice. You can't always control what happens around you, but you can always decide how you'll deal with it. You can choose to hold on to anger, or you can let it go. You can choose to focus on what's wrong, or to see what's still going right. A bad 5 minutes doesn't have to become a bad day. That choice is always in your hands. You stop being a prisoner of your situation and start feeling powerful. Now, controlling your mood doesn't mean forcing a smile and acting like everything's fine when it isn't. It's not about pushing your emotions away or pretending you don't feel hurt. It's about handling your emotions in a way that helps you instead of letting them take over. It's about finding good ways to express your feelings and making sure they don't control your actions in a bad way. Let's take a moment to talk about gratitude. Gratitude is one of the strongest tools you have when it comes to managing your mood. When you choose to focus on the things you're thankful for, when you make a real effort to pay attention to the good in your life, it becomes nearly impossible to stay in a bad mood. Gratitude makes you see that even if things are falling apart, something is still going right. It changes how you see things. It shifts your mind from what's missing to what's present, from what's wrong to what's working. So the next time you feel down, when nothing's going how you want it to, and think about what you're thankful for. It doesn't have to be huge. It could be as simple as waking up today, having a roof over your head, knowing someone out there truly cares about you. Focus on that. Let it warm your heart. Let it remind you that even during tough times, there's still something worth appreciating. Gratitude changes everything. Another strong way to manage your mood is through your mindset. Your mood is tied closely to your thoughts. If your mind is filled with negative thinking, if you constantly focus on problems or what you lack, staying positive becomes very difficult. But if you train your thoughts to look for the good, to see problems as lessons, and setbacks as learning moments, your mood will change too. Your mood reflects your thinking. So if you want to manage your mood, begin with managing your thoughts. Practices like mindfulness and meditation can really help here. When you set aside time each day to quiet your thoughts, to ground yourself, you open up space for good energy to enter. You become more aware of your inner world, and that awareness gives you the power to shift your emotions before they spiral. Instead of reacting to every small thing, you start responding on purpose. You begin to choose how you feel instead of letting your emotions take over. And let's not ignore your energy. Your mood is like a signal. The energy you share with the world eventually finds its way back to you. If you're moving through your days angry, complaining, always focusing on what's wrong, bring more negativity into your life. But if your energy is hopeful, if you're thankful and kind, that light will return to you too. People will enjoy your presence. Paths will open. Progress will happen. So take responsibility for your mood. Don't allow it to take charge of you. Don't let a rough morning destroy your entire day. Let one bad day ruin the whole week. Remember that you always have the ability to change your energy. You can pick positivity. You can decide to be thankful. You can choose to find light even in the darkness. And when you make that choice over and over, you'll see your life change. Your mood influences everything, from your relationships and career to your daily peace. So treat it with care. Stay aware of how you're feeling. Check in with yourself often. If you feel your mood going off track, take steps to shift it. Breathe, pause, reflect, focus on what's good. Pick gratitude, pick hope, take charge of your mood. Because when you do, you're taking charge of your whole life. Now, let's talk about money. This one's important. And I'm not just talking about cash in your pocket. I mean the way you think about money. Your mindset around money matters. Money can be a powerful tool that gives you freedom. It can be a heavy weight that drags you down and keeps you stuck. A lot of people are trapped by their money, or rather, by the fear of not having enough of it. They're stuck in a cycle, living paycheck to paycheck, unsure of how to move forward. They're buried in debt, feeling hopeless, unsure if they'll ever catch a break. They don't have a plan, and because of that, they feel helpless. But here's the truth: money is something you can learn to manage. Just like anything else, it can be controlled if you're willing to be intentional. You have to make a decision: either take charge of your money or continue letting it control your life. Let me clear something up: money isn't the root of all evil. You've probably heard that saying, but it's usually misunderstood. It's not money itself that causes trouble. It's the love of money. It's the obsession. It's when someone chases money no matter what, ignoring their values and harming others in the process. That's where things go wrong. But money by itself is just a tool. It can be used to build something amazing or to create a mess. You decide how to use it. So, how do you take charge of your money? How do you stop it from ruling your life? It begins with a plan. You need to know exactly where your money is going before it even gets there. Too many people spend without thinking. They follow every discount, every new trend, every random desire. But to manage your money well, you've got to be intentional. That means creating a budget. That means saving for the future. That means investing wisely. You need to treat every dollar with care. Now I know, budgeting doesn't sound exciting. But listen closely: budgeting equals freedom. When you make a budget, you're not guessing anymore. You're not wondering where all your money disappeared to. You're in charge. You're telling your money what to do instead of being surprised when it's gone. And when you're in control like that, emotions won't push you to overspend. Speaking of emotions, let's talk about that for a second. Emotions and money don't mix well. Think about the times you were upset and went shopping just to feel better. Think about the times you said, "I deserve this," and bought something you really couldn't afford. We've all done it. The truth is, just because you feel like you deserve something doesn't mean it's the right financial move. Just because you had a rough day doesn't mean you should spend money that puts you behind. Emotional spending is dangerous. It becomes a habit. And if you don't break that habit, it keeps you trapped in debt, in anxiety, in regret. You've got to be wiser with your money. Think beyond today. Think about your life in 5 years, in 10. Kind of lifestyle do you want? What do you want to provide for your loved ones? Then make decisions that help you get there. That includes saving. That includes investing. That includes living below your means, even if everyone else seems to be spending big. Now let's talk about saving. Far too many people are not saving enough. They spend everything they earn and hope things will somehow work out later. But later is coming, ready or not. You've got to be prepared. You need an emergency fund, money set aside for life's surprises. Because here's what's real life will surprise you. Cars break down, pipes leak, health issues come up. If you don't have savings, those things will throw you into chaos. Once your emergency savings are solid, think about the future. Retirement, investments, generational wealth. Keep this in mind. Wealth isn't about how much you earn. It's about how much you keep and how well you grow it. Some people make 6 figures and still live check to check. Wealth is having something that lasts. It's about building a solid foundation. It's about creating something that benefits you and those who come after you. And remember, financial freedom doesn't mean being a millionaire. It means you're not trapped. It means you're not scared every time a bill shows up. It means you're living within your means. It means you have a plan, and your money is working for you, not against you. When you're financially free, you get choices. You can follow your passions. You can give back. You can invest in things you believe in. But none of that happens if you keep letting your emotions and habits run the show. So here's what you do. Get honest about your money. Track what's coming in. Track what's going out. Then build a budget that matches your goals. Make saving a habit. Make investing a priority. And don't just think about today. Think long term. And don't tell yourself it's too late. Whether you're young or older, just starting or getting close to retirement, it's never too late to take charge of your money. Yes, it'll take effort. Yes, it might mean sacrifices, but it's worth it. Because when you control your money, you're also protecting your peace. Let's bring it all together. Control your words. Control your thoughts. Control your emotions. Control your finances. These things shape your whole life. You can't stop everything bad from happening, but you can control your response. That's where your power is. You're not helpless. You're not stuck. You have the ability to design your future, to build a life of purpose, peace, and fulfillment. But it all begins with control.